Shericka Jackson wins 200 meters, while Robert Montague accused Integrity Commission of targeting him. This is Undiluted News. Mikey Bones reporting. Member of Parliament for St. Mary Western and former National Security Minister Robert Montague has accused the Integrity Commission of targeting him. Mr. Montague was the subject of a probe by the Integrity Commission into the granting of firearm license between 2012 and 2018. Speaking in Parliament yesterday afternoon, Mr. Montague said at no time was the Commission able to point to any wrongdoing on his part in relation to the issues of licenses. The MP argued that his defense of his action has seen him being the subject of further actions, and it seems as if there is a witch hunt out to get me, he alleges. Meanwhile, in response to an article on mainstream media about the diplomatic disagreement between the United States and Jamaica about Jamaica refusing to accept and grant a same-sex diplomat and their spouse both diplomatic status, a U.S. State Department official stated that as of August 2021, diplomats from all worldwide bilateral missions to the United States are accredited for a maximum of only 5 years. That means they're only allowed to stay in the U.S. for 5 years. The person stated that unless a waiver is authorized by the department, the diplomats are expected to end their tour with the bilateral mission and leave the United States at the end of the 5-year period. The official argued that the United States and Jamaica will continue to enjoy close ties based on shared values, trade, culture, tourism, and a vibrant diaspora community in the United States. Meanwhile, yesterday, a man was shot dead following an alleged conflict with police in St. James. Adrian Ferguson, also known as Tata, was shot and a firearm was seized. According to police, they launched a targeted operation at Shaw Castle at 3 a.m. in the morning in pursuit of a wanted fugitive known as JT. JT is the brother of Adlan. When the officers approached a resident, they were met with gunshots. During the altercation, a suspect was shot. A second suspect opened fire on the police officers before fleeing into the adjacent wood, who is said to be JT. Ferguson was rushed to the hospital and was declared dead. On Monday night, a mother and her young son were shot dead in Spanish Town in St. Catherine. The two victims have been identified as Jerome Walters, a 21-year-old bus conductor, and his mother, Georgia Coleman, a 50-year-old business owner and proprietor of Georgia One Stop on St. John's Road. According to investigators, Miss Coleman and her son were in the shop at 7:45 in the morning when two men arrived on a motorbike and began firing at them. Both of them were shot and transferred to the hospital where they were pronounced dead. Meanwhile, on Monday, two individuals were fatally shot following an alleged encounter with police in Negril in Westmoreland. The event happened at about 7 p.m. on the Red Ground Main Road. Richard Mosley and Shane Grandison, both of Red Ground Negril, have been identified as the victims. Members of the Specialized Operations Team said they were on patrol when they got information that persons with guns were traveling in a white Toyota motor vehicle. The police said they recognized the automobile and utilized their designated vehicle to force the driver to stop. The occupants allegedly engaged the police in a gunfight, during which one man managed to escape from the car, but the driver and passenger in the front of the vehicle were hit during the incident. A Glock 9mm pistol was reportedly recovered. The injured men were taken to hospital where they were pronounced dead. Meanwhile, more than 20 placard-bearing people held a peaceful demonstration in front of the Negril police station in the heart of the town as members of the police team kept a watchful eye. Grandison's mother, Ingrid Grandison, said that her son is innocent. He is a UTech student. My husband and my father died in 2020 and he came home to help me in my family business, the distraught mother said, revealing that her son just recently got approved for a gun license. What a person like that who just get approved for a gun license, why would he go and buy gun and everything? He's waiting on his ID card to go back for the gun. He has everything going for him, she said, and he's not mad. Why would he shoot at the police? The distressed mother questioned. And it seems to me as if something is not right with this shooting. It looks like the police killed an innocent man. A 17-year-old student was taken into custody following the shooting of a 39-year-old man at Dover District in Anota Bay in St. Mary on Monday night. The teenager was held after he turned up at hospital with gunshot wounds and was pointed out by his victims. Reports are that about 10 p.m., a construction worker was at home when he heard a strange sound outside and went to investigate. And it's reported that the construction worker was approached by a gunman who shot him in the neck. The injured man then held onto the firearm and a struggle ensued and another round was discharged. The injured construction worker ran and collapsed on the roadway and was assisted to hospital where he was treated and admitted in serious condition. The police were summoned to the scene of the incident, and while searching the crime scene, they found a 17-year-old about 15 meters away, suffering from what appeared to be a gunshot wound to his chest. He was rushed to the same hospital for treatment, and while there, he was pointed out by the construction worker as the shooter. He was taken into police custody, treated, and admitted. And police believe that the 17-year-old might have been shot during the struggle with the injured man. So he went to kill this man and ended up getting shot himself. Onto sports, Shericka Jackson returned to winning ways yesterday, running 22.02 seconds to win the 200 meters at Tuesday's Istvan Golia Memorial in Hungary, a World Athletics Continental Tour Gold event. Jackson was coming off a loss in the 100 meters at Saturday's Diamond League meet in Poland, was never challenged as she took over the lead at the top of the home stretch and won easily. Brianna Williams from Jamaica was 7th in 23.38 seconds in that race. Ireland's Rasheedat Adeleke, who was making her professional debut, took 2nd in 22.36 seconds, while Antonique Strawn of the Bahamas was 3rd in 22.45. Earlier, Rasheen McDonald, he ran an impressive season's best 44.03 seconds in the men's 400 meters, which is his fastest time since he broke the national record in 2015. Tajay Gale was 2nd in the men's long jump with 8.24 meters, beaten in the final round by Greece Miltadis Tentoglu. Hans Parchment and Tyler Mason were 2nd and 3rd respectively in the 110 hurdles, both credited with the same time 13.14 seconds, while Damian Thomas was 5th in 13.45 seconds. Meanwhile, the second fastest man in history and 2011 world champion gold medalist Johan Blake led a Jamaican sweep in the men's 100 meters yesterday at Hungary as well. Blake, who ran his season's best 10.01 seconds last weekend in Italy, ran 10.04 seconds to finish ahead of runners-up Akeem Blake 10.09 and national champion Rohan Watson, who did 10.10 seconds. Raheem Ford, who was making his European debut, was 6th in 10.19 seconds. And if you ever miss the news on this radio station, please go to YouTube, type in Jamaican Undiluted News, listen, like, share, and subscribe to keep it going. That's news and sports on your favorite radio station. My name is Mikey Bones. I gone.